first visit. Oh, I have a very good first impression of Korea. I've just been here a few days and I've been so well looked after, and I've really experienced such warm hospitality that I'm very impressed. And also just on my own time when I've been walking around, I've had a little opportunity to visit on my own, and I really enjoyed. You know when you say you like the feeling of being somewhere, and I have a nice feeling here. Yes. Well, it's difficult to generalize, but if I take the different museums, if I start with the National Museum, it's your new building is really very large, and you have given over very generous spaces for public circulation outside of the galleries, so that the visitor constantly has a feel that they're never far from the outside, and this reduces, I think, museum fatigue very much. But it's also a very easy, relaxed space, I feel, because of all these communal circulation areas. And your collections, of course, are wonderful in the National Museum. The Leon Museum, of course, is a different museum with a different feel. I always think museums have their own personalities. And the Leon also has a very beautiful collection, but obviously a more modern feel in some areas. Very elegant, very modern presentations in the galleries, you probably agree. And also I use their audio guide, which I don't often do, but I use the audio guide, and for me it was the first time to use the audio guide with the auto prompt. So I enjoyed this. Is in the city centre in Dublin, in Ireland. It's within what we call Dublin Castle. It's within the walls of Dublin Castle. So it's in a very historic location, but it only moved there 12 years ago. And previously it was in the location that Chester Beatty himself had purchased and built a museum on in the 1950s when he first came to Ireland. So it was the private collection of Sir Alfred Chester Beatty, and he assembled in the late 19th and first half of the 20th century, he assembled what was considered really one of the best, if not the best, private collection of its kind in the world. And we divided up for convenience into the Western collection, the Islamic collections, and the East Asian collections. So they're very diverse, but he always, Chester Beatty always acquired using great discernment, and he always looked for rarity and quality, and he used the very best agents to find works for him throughout the world. No, I'm not sure that he got to Korea, unfortunately. Yes, we do have substantial Asian collections, yeah. Well, already in the past, the Chester Beatty Library did take an exhibition from Korea some years ago, about 10 years ago. And this is a really important question, because I very firmly believe that museums must network and must collaborate with one another. If we're to move forward and make our collections accessible, we must collaborate and network together. So we're very open to working with Korean museums, and I hope Korean museums will feel the same. Some colleagues have already been to Ireland and to Dublin, to the Chester Beatty, and I'm here now as a result. And the Chester Beatty is a member of ASIMUS, the Asian European Museum Network, and I'm currently Vice Chair of ASIMUS, and this is very important for us, because it's a wonderful opportunity to meet colleagues. Even the fact that you get a series of colleagues around a table when you have a meeting, it leads to collaborations, and it leads to more collaborations, like a rolling stone. Because when for example, I collaborate with the National Museum of Korea, I'm collaborating with the colleagues that I know and the relationships and the trust that I've established. So, and if somebody wants to collaborate with Chester Beatty and they know me, well then they feel, I hope, that this is somebody that they can trust and work with and collaborate with. So in itself, just meeting other people through Asimos is important. In addition, we have the virtual collection of masterpieces, which you may know about. And this is something that's going to grow and expand. The director, Kim Young-na, your director Kim Young-na in the National Museum is currently chair of Asimos and has been working very actively with her team to progress the virtual collection of masterpieces site. So this is one very tangible way in which we encourage participation of museums with strong Asian collections, to share those and make them more accessible. And also, of course, by having the international assemblies, such as you will have in Korea, here in Seoul in September, again, it encourages meetings of like-minded colleagues.